YouTube, how's it going? Hey guys, Sama here, and excuse me, welcome back to some more Assassin's Creed 3, so let's continue where we last left off.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it.
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Uh-oh.
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down!
Oh, they missed.
Warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead. Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin. Or do I need to have you escorted?
No, I can go myself.
Secure the hatch!
Haytham. Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you
I'm
wish
not
to
gonna
treat me with
surrender.
honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
And this is going to be fun, because you will definitely lose. Come on. Ooh, ouch. Oh, dang. That was very easy.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me?
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
Oh no, he's not thinking what I
You
think
wish
he's
us to sail
thinking.
into the storm.
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right.
And here we go into the storm. Oh, man. I'm surprised the other ship
We need
followed
those
us.
ropes secured! I told you this was
Arm
madness.
yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
Okay, time to tie down all the rope. Oh man, that is one big wave. I say is, if you don't get seasick, I gotta say is rough seas will probably make you seasick. Oh man. I would probably get sick.
Get up the rigging! Secure that tackle!
I heard someone whistling in the background of the game. Oh, one's coming loose. Oh crap.
Tighten the binding!
Come on, make it, make it, make it. Yeah, made it.
We need more speed!
Let him down!
Loose the sails! Haytham, you take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you!
Okay. Here we go up. Figure out. Let's see. Looks like we have to loose the sail. No. Back down. Okay. There we go. And the sail is loose. Uh-oh. That's not good. Lightning hit the main mast. No, James! I thought if you lose the main sail, you're screwed. Isn't that usually how it is?
I can't hold on much longer!
I'm coming, James. Oh yeah, got him.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And there goes the other ship, I think. Yep, and it just sunk. Man, that sucks. Let's see, how many days are at now? Oh man, 72 days. A month and a half. About, wow, no, 2.5 months. There we go. 2.5 months. Wow. Must be getting to him for being on the sea. Seagulls, that must mean we're getting close to land. Must be. Anyone to talk to, I wonder? Nope, doesn't look like anyone to talk to. Darn. Okay. Let's talk to the captain.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Ah, climbing to the top, I see. Sweet. At least it got to James in time. Okay. Wonder if we'll see the land. Come on, Haytham, climb faster. You slowpoke. Okay. Well, that must be Boston, probably. And what an awesome intro for the movie. Wow. Just wow. Really awesome. I complete the mission. Yay me! Full synchronization. Okay, here we are at port. I believe we're in Boston. I think that's right. It's either oh, yep, Boston. 20 years, excuse me, 20 years before the Declaration of Independence. There we go.
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee, sir. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Aye.
I see some red
But
coats.
he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might, well, At least until he arrives.
Ah, yeah.
I thought...
Hidden Blade's got two of them, huh?
Out with it.
Guess they took
Forgive me,
over
sir.
Ezio.
I had hoped
After
that I
him.
might study under you. If I am to serve
Doggy.
the Order, I can imagine
Oh, I can't pet it right
you
now.
yourself.
Darn it.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
Oh, that guy stole.
Thief! Someone stop him!
Dang. I'd love to kill those two, but I do not want to cause trouble right now.
Boston's quite a lively city.
There's all manner of things to see and do. Once you've settled in, I suggest you take some time.
Oh, there's a guy that stole.
Who knows what opportunities you might discover.
Hold a moment. Need to fetch a few things before we get to work.
I'll arrange for horses while you do that.
Okay, see you at the place. Running, running, running.
Get back here with that, you rogue!
Oh, what happened? And who's
Damn
this?
Spriggs, this accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. The first I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Ah,
Look,
that
I'm
sounds
not
like
sure
fun.
if
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah. If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
I'll try to get the pages. Try to.
Well, that was interesting.
Yes, it was interesting. I'll try to find the pages when I come across them. I'll try to get them when I can. But I'm not too sure. So yeah, we're in Boston now, in America. So yay for us. So let's buy a sword. Man, that's one expensive sword. Let's see. Oh man, this one expensive flintlock pistol. Dang. I only have 150 euros left. If it's based on euros, I believe it is.
And Indian allies attack French forces. French commander de Jumonville is killed in the raid.
Let's get on.
We ride for the Green Dragon Tavern. The proprietors are eccentric, but the rooms are spacious and they do not pry.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No, Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnson waits for us at the Green Dragon.
The Green Dragon. Oh, where are you going,
He
horse?
saw the order's mark and did not hesitate to come.
Prove yourself loyal to our cause. And you may yet know our plans as well.
I should like nothing more, sir.
Yeah, so Green Dragon that makes me think of Lord of the Rings. Oh, I find that funny. Move it, people. I wonder if I can... Oh, hey, look, doggy. Oh, we're here. Can I pet him? Come on, come on, let me... Aww. Now I'm sad. Oh, there we go. Yay! I'm happy. I was able to pet him. I love dogs. Very much.
You lying, cheating, no good son of a bitch.
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Oh, don't be foolish, dearies. Please. it? Fancy something to eat? A drink, perhaps? Or is it a bed you require?
We've already let rooms here.
Oh, yes. Of course. Masters Lee and Kenway, was it? I'll have your bags brought up.
Are you serious, having her pick up the stuff? Wow, that guy is mean.
Do you require anything further?
Only privacy.
Man, having your wife move the bags? You're a jerk. Or if she is his wife. The innkeeper. Ooh, new weapon available in shops. Huh. Interesting. This must be William Johnson.
Sir, William Johnson.
A pleasure. A good lad, if a bit earnest. I'm told you're putting together an expedition.
We believe there's a precursor site in the region. I require your knowledge of the land and its people to find it.
Sadly, my research has been stolen. Without it, I'm of no use to you.
Then we'll find it. Do you have any leads?
My associate, Thomas Hickey, has been making the rounds. He's quite good at loosening tongues.
Well, tell me where I can find him. I'll see if I can't speed things up.
We've heard rumors of bandits operating from a compound southwest of here. You'll likely find him there.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Charles?
Sir.
We'd best be off.
Of course.
Okay, so let's do this. I don't know why I have my sword set up. I'd rather have my hidden blades. Oh, I'm not going to go back up to talk to him. He just tells about his life and all that. He's Irish, I believe that's right. Or Scottish, whichever one it was. I forget. There he is. Where's William Johnson? I mean, not William Johnson. Charles Lee at? I wonder. And if you hear barking in the background, sorry, that's the dog.
Thomas Hickey?
Who's asking?
Haytham Kenway.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Show some respect, boy.
Peace, Charles. William Johnson sent us in the hopes we might expedite your search.
We don't need no expediting. Don't need none of your fancy London speak neither. I found the men that done the theft.
Then why are you just lazing around?
Figuring out how to deal with those varlets.
Yeah, that's true.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it.
I'll kill the lookout. Take up a position behind the guards. You two approach from the front. When I open fire on the group, you charge in. We'll have the element of surprise on our side. Half will fall before they've even realized what's happened.
Yeah, that's true. Reload.
Get into position. But wait for me to take the first shot.
Come on, let me reload. Thank you. Gotta get my gun all set up. Okay. Come on. What the? Why didn't I go up? There we go. Let's loot him real quick. Oh, nope. Did not want to pick him up. Pick up weapon.
You two, clear.
Okay, try to, let's see. What's the objective? Let's see, kill 10 using firearms. Okay, I can do that.
So much for the element of
Reinforcements!
Oh, crap. Oh, you did. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm awesome. Ah, yeah. Let's reload my pistol. Ah, dang it, you guys.
Fall back! Fall back! We'll be safe inside!
You think you'll be safe?
What now? We can blow the door with those. Go on, shoot them.
Okay. Well, I'll do that on the next video. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and subscribe on YouTube. We'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Let's enjoy a moment of Assassin's Creed 3.
A sporting gentleman.
Oh, good day, sir. Have you come to pay this gentleman's debts? How nice of you.
Ha! Is your reason absconded? I see. That's cool. A sporting gentleman.
Did you catch all that? In this side mission, I'm supposed to either bribe or kill the rich dude with the yellow dot over his head. Deciding to kill him, I try to call in my assassin recruits, but the game arbitrarily decides that he's not a valid target, erroneously telling me that I cannot call a recruit right now. Even after triggering the bribe or fight choice, I still can't target him, so I target one of his henchmen instead. The shot comes nearly instantly, but no one seems fazed, even when the four stooges pratfall their way through the scene. I choke out the target, still nobody seems fazed, including all these witnesses back here. Take out the last guy, and I still don't get credit for the quest. My favorite bit? The guy so impressed with my fence balancing routine that he repeatedly calls me a sporting gentleman, he's watching the whole scene through a tree. So that's a lot of fuck-upitude in less than 1 minute of gameplay. Here's a similar scene, I swear played just a few minutes later. Same deal, bribe or take out the rich guy. This time, it's the scenario straight out of the Holy Grail. At least the bystanders reacted this time, but note the wife spazzing out and perching on the wheelbarrow. All of these AI oddities, they're not aberrations, they are the norm in Assassin's Creed 3. The game also has lots of more run-of-the-mill bugs, odd clipping glitches, physics bugs, and numerous parkour geometry errors. Again, all these bugs are very common and far more prevalent than in the previous games. Worst of all, and what makes the game at times nearly unplayable, are the numerous mission scripting bugs. It seems a good quarter of the missions in my playthrough were bugged in one way or another, in many cases blocking progress. I could only progress when I restarted these missions and played around the bugs, in some cases ignoring the game's directives, in other cases following them to the letter. The sum effect of all these bugs is that, were I not intending to make this video, I would have quit playing the third way in, despite putting 20 plus hours into each of the 4 previous games. So Assassin's Creed 3 is buggy, but it also fails inevitably to escape the narrative baggage of the whole series. While I have issues with the pseudoscience behind the Animus, at least reliving the memories of your ancestors is a neat idea. On the other hand, I've never been comfortable with Assassin's Creed's treatment of history. I could put aside questions of why our genes supposedly encode memories for future generations, let alone why they do so with greater accuracy than our conventional brain-based memories, and I could put aside the question of how the Animus lets you wander around and interact with the world inside these memories, but I can't put aside the historical implications of Assassin's Creed, which are insulting. Say you're a real historian, devoting a lifetime of study to the social, economic, religious, technological, and political forces through time. Well, along comes Assassin's Creed saying, all of that is bullshit. What really undergirds all of human history is a perennial struggle between nameless figures manipulated by ancient aliens. Tell me, Mr. Historian, what caused the 100 Years' War? Well, Billy, it was a mixture of religious, economic, and proto-nationalist... Even if you aren't a historian, there's a fundamental problem here. Assassin's Creed is effectively asking you to set aside whatever adult notions you have about how the world actually works. Beyond just asking me to suppose imagined technologies, like Warp Drive or the Animus, Assassin's Creed is asking me to suppose that people aren't people. This is what-if fiction done wrong, because I can't invest myself in a world that operates on bullshit logic. What makes this even more irksome is that the whole Assassin's Creed series seems to presume itself very sophisticated because, unlike most other video games, it uses real history for its settings and characters. But Assassin's Creed isn't interested in, say, why or how the real Pope Alexander VI was villainous, you know, the part of history that actually matters, and so the games recast Alexander's name and likeness for a simple cartoon villain seeking a MacGuffin ring of power to dominate the world. For all the nuance, they might as well have substituted in Pope Cobra Commander. Now this latest series entry comes along to commit the new sin of not just ignoring the reality of history, but actually whitewashing history, with a dubious portrayal of 18th century race and gender relations. All the good guys display anachronistically tolerant attitudes, all the bad guys, not so much. As for the plot of Assassin's Creed 3, once again our hero must assassinate his way through a series of Templar portraits on the wall, but this time the head Templar is, dun dun dun, the hero's own father. All well and good, but our hero this time, Connor, is dull cardboard. Scratch that, dull, mopey, petulant cardboard, with unmotivated moral purity, because, you know, Native Americans and stuff. I always thought Ezio was overrated as a character. Really, what non-generic hero traits did Ezio have other than his early character arc phase as roguish Italian playboy? His whole character was standard issue action hero, and barely developed over 3 games except in a handful of cutscenes. That said, at least I didn't dislike Ezio. Next to Connor, Ezio was Hamlet, played by a young Harrison Ford. The villains are an even bigger problem. Throughout the series, every time we assassinate a Templar, we get treated to their dying soliloquy about how they're out to conquer the world for the sake of peace, order, and the greater good. You foolish assassins, you are the real monsters, yada yada. And I think we're supposed to actually take this seriously as a moral quandary, even though right before stabbing the dude we see the Templar kick a dog and rape an orphan. It becomes routine clockwork in these games. The pantomime villain twirls his mustache and tortures one of his slaves, we stab him, and then we have to sit through a gasping lecture about situational ethics. And while the writers seem half-heartedly ambivalent about the Templars, the same cannot be said of the character designers. Without fail, the Templars are depicted as ugly and are scowling figures. For example, the big bad in Assassin's Creed 3 is an actual historical figure named Charles Lee. Here's the real Charles Lee, not very threatening, so here's his depiction in game. Note the constant glowering through anger-induced sweaty bangs. The designers clearly said, who cares if he's nothing like the actual Charles Lee? You have no idea who Charles Lee was, so we can depict him however we want. History. Maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions. Perhaps the performance lends the character more nuance.
I will kill you, Connor. This I swear. Not here, though. Not today. No. First I'll destroy all you hold dear. I'll burn that homestead of yours to the ground and roast the severed heads of your precious founding fathers in its flames. And when I've finished with them, all the rest will burn as well. Your merry band of assassins, the human refuse that lives on your land, your village and its people, all of it, gone.
Acting talent!
To be fair, AC3 also contains the series' best Templar villain, Connor's father, Haytham Kenway. He starts out likable enough, and even makes nice with the natives. But unfortunately, his villainy turns out by the end to be as inscrutable as any other Templar.
Even when your kind appears to triumph, still we rise again. And do you know why? It's because the Order is born of a realization. We require no creed, no indoctrination by desperate old men. All we need is that the world be as it is. And this is why the Templars will never be destroyed.
On the positive side, what I've always liked most about Assassin's Creed games are their impressive simulacrums of historical settings. Where else can I run around Renaissance Florence? Exploration is actually my favorite aspect of video games, and the Assassin's Creed series pushes that button very hard. Unfortunately, AC3 lacks the Tomb Raider-esque self-contained parkour puzzles of earlier games. The closest equivalents are some naval missions that take you to Caribbean forts and shipwrecks, but these sequences are generally more action and combat oriented than really about exploration. Though the temple puzzles of earlier games were never more challenging than looking for the next handhold, they provided a nice change of pace and some of the series' best eye candy. After wandering the crowded streets for hours, it was nice to hop around a cavernous cathedral in solitude. In AC3, that feeling is missing. Still, the game's open overworld, though sometimes overly constrained in color palette, contains enough variety to reward aimless wandering, and the addition of a few building interiors helps mitigate the hollow feel common to video game environments. Also on the positive side, AC3 is a notable step up from previous entries in terms of graphics tech. The distant views in the frontier can look a bit sparse at times, but the seasonal and weather effects usually make up for that. What's most impressive though is how the character modeling and animations look more realistic and expressive, yet at the same time the game can render very large crowds. Finally getting to the gameplay, I have to start by echoing the common complaint about this game. What's with all the damn side mechanics and mini-games? We're not just talking about side quests here, but whole ancillary activities, many with tenuous pertinence to the core mechanics of parkour, combat, and stealth. In the previous games, we've renovated a villa, conquered forts, scouted high vantage points, purchased banks and shops, explored temples, played dress-up, looted chests, collected feathers, statues, trinkets, and flags, gathered miscellaneous goods and crafting ingredients, built up and repaired an army, sent assassins on foreign missions, purchased books and paintings, defended assassin dens, crafted bombs, picked pockets, joined a fight club, chased down those asshole pickpockets. And now, in AC3, we're still doing much of that old stuff, plus also fighting naval battles and upgrading a ship, joining a thieves guild, sending out trade caravans, crafting equipment, constructing Benjamin Franklin's inventions, recruiting homesteaders and building a community, hunting animals, mapping the sewers, playing Moroccan backgammon, playing Roman checkers, playing regular checkers, playing bocce ball with George Washington, and conducting investigations into the paranormal. The scope and quality of these side activities varies greatly. The naval stuff is pretty fun and technically impressive, but the minigames are mere odd trifles, and the crafting I always find just bothersome busywork. The real problem, though, is how these systems neither employ nor feed back into the game's core mechanics of parkour, combat, and stealth. The naval missions, for example, only occasionally and briefly employ the same combat skills you use in the rest of the game, and the mission's only real rewards are money and more naval missions. Similarly, many collectibles require no parkour at all to acquire, and those that do just aren't much of a challenge. Contrast these collectibles with the Riddler trophies in Arkham City. Sure, there were a crazy number of them, but acquiring each one required solving a unique mini-puzzle to cleverly combine Batman's many gadget abilities. While never terribly difficult, the trophy challenges ramped up nicely, avoiding the feel of filler content, such that I was actually sad there wasn't more once I finished collecting all 400. In contrast, collecting full sets in Assassin's Creed games has only ever elicited relief. The AC approach to collectibles seems to be, hey, we spent all this time making these big open environments, might as well fill them with the cheapest gameplay content imaginable. By far the worst side activities, though, are the crafting and economic tasks. Buying shops, paintings, and books, making investments, sending trade convoys, crafting bombs. Not only do these things not engage the player's core skills of parkour, combat, and stealth, they don't engage any skills whatsoever. There just isn't any gameplay there, only busy work. What economic systems are supposed to do is present the player with trade-offs and maybe challenge the player to find hidden efficiencies. But here, all this economic activity is just so much time and bother, separating the player from rewards. Want the fancy weapons or ship upgrades? Well, just keep pressing this button to send a convoy, wait the designated period, and you'll get there eventually. The fungibility of money is already the laziest way of tying together otherwise unrelated game mechanics, and Assassin's Creed 3 employs money in the laziest way possible. The player simply does unrelated activities A, B, and C to earn points to spend for unrelated activity D. There's no more sense here of interplay between systems than when in real life I use a paycheck to buy gas. Now, I'm not sure Assassin's Creed would actually benefit from real economic mechanics that actually impose trade-offs on the player. Instead, like a lot of other games, I think AC should simply be more generous with its upgrades and consumables. A good model here again is Arkham City, where the gadget items are infinitely reusable, and the player is given upgrades in the normal course of simply playing the main game. Is it realistic that Batman has an unending supply of batarangs in his spandex? No, but it's certainly more fun, and it's not like Arkham City is any less challenging for it. Rather, the gameplay is simply balanced around the unrestricted use of Batman's toys. In contrast, what we get in Assassin's Creed, the elaborate series of A and B crafting C, and C and D unlocking E with N currency, all of it feels like an overly elaborate vestigial mechanic superficially borrowed from other genres so as to give the illusion of depth and to artificially prolong the game, not borrowed because this resource management is any fun. Speaking of equipment and upgrades, there's an even deeper problem here which AC shares with a lot of games in this generation. How can challenges remain properly balanced if players may or may not have obtained upgrades via unrelated activities? Why should the difficulty of combat hinge on whether the player previously bothered to sell 100 deer pelts to buy a better sword? Are players who want a challenge supposed to read the game's mind about when and when not to upgrade their stats? If I find a challenge frustratingly difficult, when is this the game's signal that I should have upgraded my armor? Arkham City mostly avoids these issues by keeping the player's upgrade paths straightforward and shallow. Players earn upgrade points at more or less the same natural rate, with most players acquiring every upgrade by game's end, and no order in which the player spends the points is much less advantageous than any other. In Assassin's Creed, though, the player can quite easily neglect the upgrade paths. In earlier entries, this would mean that players just focusing on the story missions would eventually hit a wall of frustration as the enemies got unfairly more powerful. In Assassin's Creed 3, they seem to have addressed this by flattening the power curve, such that Connor's starting weapons and armor are about as effective at the end of the game as at the start, with the very best equipment only offering Connor modest improvements. I'm actually all for flattening power curves, but AC3 makes traversing the upgrade path more bothersome and more convoluted than ever. The sum effect is that the game is asking players to perform more busy work for less reward. There's a much larger discussion we could have here about the creeping influence of RPG mechanics on other genres, but I'll have to leave that for a later video. For now, I'll just sum up the problem here, which is this. Assassin's Creed borrows from RPGs the superficial aspects of economic and upgrade mechanics, but without the parts that make them engaging and meaningful.
I could snap your neck, you know. A little more pressure, and pop. The sad little flame of your life extinguished. You are a nothing, a speck of dust. You and all your ilk, living in the dirt like animals, oblivious to the true ways of the world. Acting talent!
For sporting, gentlemen.
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee, sir. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Aye. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives. I thought...
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the Order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
Thief! Someone stop him!
Boston's quite a lively city.
There's all manner of things to see and do. Once you've settled in, I suggest you take some time to walk the streets. Who knows what opportunities you might discover.
Hold a moment. I need to fetch a few things before we get to work.
I'll arrange for horses while you do that.
Damned sprigs. This accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. The first I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin. Pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Look, I'm not sure if
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah! If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
Well, that was interesting.
All the news you need. Today's Boston Weekly.
Mein Herr would like...
And most seamless barrels in America. Call upon John Cooper for 7 generations. Coopers, the name you can trust.
We ride for the Green Dragon Tavern. The proprietors are eccentric, but the rooms are spacious and they do not pry.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No. Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnson waits for us at the Green Dragon.
How well do you know him?
Not well, but he saw the Order's mark and did not hesitate to come.
Prove yourself loyal to our cause, and you may yet know our plans as well.
I should like nothing more, sir.
Have you taken leave? Ruffian, if you insist, I'll fetch the guard.